All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. Let's get into Billy Ray Cyrus. Did I play? No, I didn't play this for you. I played this on the Patreon. This was Billy Ray Cyrus's inauguration performance. And it was a complete disaster. He kind of just walks out on stage and he's like whistling and
let me hear you.
okay, now there's
I'm
thousands
gonna
of people.
take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Gonna take my horse, old town road. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I can't no more. Y'all can put your hands together now like that. If you encourage them out, keep going. They told me to kill as much time as possible, so. Or you want me to just get the hell off the stage? I don't give a damn. Y'all probably tired of listening to the music over and over. And I says, you know what? These people want to party. They want to party.
Okay, so this goes on and everybody's like, what the fuck is happening here? And, you know, I mean, you can speculate like he's fucked up, you know? And he's really fucked up. This was shared with me. Thank you to Linda for finding it. I guess one of Billy's kids took to Facebook. Since this is Trace Cyrus, since my earliest memories, all I can remember is being obsessed with you, Dad, and thinking you were the coolest person ever. I wanted to be just like you. The day you adopted me was the happiest day of my life. Sadly, the man that I wanted so desperately to be just like, I barely recognize now. Ugh. It seems this world has beaten you down, and it's become obvious to everyone but you. You may be, I cannot believe that after that performance. You know what he said after the performance? He said, oh yeah, I was having tech issues. Tech issues? In your brain, maybe. You may be upset with me for posting this, but I really couldn't care less at this point. Me and the girls have been genuinely worried about you for years, but you've pushed all of us away. Noah desperately has wanted you to be part of her life, and you haven't even been there for her. That's your baby girl. She deserves better. Somehow, just like me, she still idolizes you, though. We are all hanging on to memories of the man we once knew and hoping for the day he returns. You're not healthy, Dad, and everyone is noticing it. Just like I showed up for you at Meemaw's funeral when you didn't expect me to, I'm still right here now. As I write this with tears in my eyes, I hope you realize this message only comes from a place of love and also fear that the world may lose you far too soon. These two need to be on Howie Mandel's show. I love you, Dad. You know, they should have him on there, and like Billy's like barfing or whatever the fuck, trying to sing Old Town Road, and this guy shows up and like kicks his ass or something. I love you, Dad. We haven't talked in a while, but I'm over a year and a half clean from alcohol. So I guess that guy, this Trace person, was fucked up too. Guess what? I feel amazing. I don't know what you're struggling with exactly, but I think I have a pretty good idea, and I'd love to help you if you would open up and receive the help. You know how to reach me. Till that day comes, I will continue to pray for you. All right. Now, that's kind of like an intervention. But that's tough. And I wrote back to Linda, I go, wow, that's a bold move. It probably will not work, and it may fuck him up worse. So that's a gamble by old Trace there. Because when you do that, they either get pissed or they feel bad, and then something terrible happens where it's like self-harm starts to because they like are so embarrassed or they're humiliated or they're guilt-ridden. But sometimes I don't recommend that. I do not recommend that. I'm a big opponent of the intervention. They never work. They're a disaster. And then, like, you're better off just doing nothing and letting them figure it out. So many people just die, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. That's what makes this so terrible. You know, I guess it depends on how far gone they are, but in my opinion, interventions suck. Horrible. And Corey expands on that with a public intervention. Definitely doesn't work. They're not supposed to be done in public. Yeah, I don't know why this asshole decided to publish that. God damn it. If you've struggled with booze, Trace, or whatever the fuck you've done, and you address this, you should know better. If you have any bit of, if you've absorbed anything while working any type of a 12-step program, you should know that. I think you've done more harm than good, you fucking moron. So you've just humiliated and caused all sorts of trauma with that. But it might work. And if it does, then you let the ends justify the means. But I've seen this happen many, many times, and I've never seen anybody it turned out successful. It's always been shit. Tophus says they're a disaster. They make shit worse. All those people, quote unquote, helping are going to come off as an attack to the person and will drive them further into whatever pit they're in. And then Corey follows up with, it's supposed to be a private, serious moment where people that care about you are asking you to change. A public shaming doesn't help. Yeah, in our world, this was fucked up. We got a tip that a family member was having a horrible time. And it's like, Eric and Diana, can you write a letter that we're going to read at the intervention, private intervention? All right. So we did. Person was struggling with alcohol. And we did all our shit, did what we're supposed to do. And it was at the intervention was supposed to be, the plan was, we're telling you, and we're going to distance ourselves from you if you don't get the help you need. And so then none of them followed through on that. But our letter was still read. So there's like 15 people that are supposed to let this person have it in our family, but they kind of like held back. So they like sanitized the real feelings, and it wasn't nearly as poignant of a moment, except for one couple, us, who wrote it down and then they read it. So it didn't match up with everyone else's energy. So all 15 of these fuckers hate us, and the person who's the drunk hates us. So this whole swath of family now is done with Eric and Diana, and all we did was what we were fucking told to. And so we're getting like calls in the middle of the night. Fuck you! Oh no, Jesus Christ! Well, over time, this ended up turning around, and it's okay now. But if anybody asks you to write a note for an intervention, fucking sidestep that shit. Or just say you forgot. Or, oh, fuck, I forgot. Oh, no. I broke my hand. I can't write. Make up any goddamn excuse. Doesn't matter. Just don't do that. Yoda World says, you cannot give people willpower. It's why I have no sympathy for large people who just seek out chemicals and the like instead of doing the work personally. Branjo says, Billy's show producer. Hey, Billy, can you sing that song of yours even though you don't have the rapper that goes in the middle? Yoda World says, yeah, I've been there, referring to the note. It's an intervention. It's an ultimatum, and ultimatums never work out, says Jeremy. Speaking of the large who are turning their lives around, oh, my God, fucking A. I am loving the concept and the effort that is people are well involved in. And new people are jumping on board now in the Eric Zane Show Podcast Fat-a-thon, where all I'm doing is following up on your progress of being less disgusting. And when you're doing great, I'm saying, fucking A, I'm stoked. Keep it up. And when you're a pile of shit, like we had zero success this week, I'm going to let you know. I'm not going to take this bullshit of yours. Jeremy and Amanda, I think Amanda's gotten the message. I expect her to do a much better job this week. I don't want to hear any excuses. When you guys check in with me, all I want to do is see the weight. And I don't want excuses. I just want, I feel great or I did awesome. But not, oh, yeah, Tuesday was bad because I did this and Wednesday was bad. No, you just didn't want to do it. Just say that. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Kenney, I don't know. So there's a big asterisk there. He stopped checking in. I don't know what happened to him. Chris says, can we just call to see if he's coming back? The suspense is killing me. All right. I'll do it. I'll do it right now. I'll take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't go more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Check, check. Hello, test.
Hey, this is Kenney. Sorry I wasn't able to get to this call right now, but leave me a message and I will call you back when I can. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Kenney, it's your old pal EZ. Everybody was, well, we've all been talking about where's Kenney? What's going on? So I figured I would blow in a call and see if we could get some insight. Okay, see you around. Text me back. What's up? You know, maybe I could read it to these people. Okay, bye. All right, there you go. Chris says the message might say, hey, man, you reached Kenney. Also, Eric Zane can fuck off. Yeah, I don't think I did anything, but you never know. Here's the evidence. A few weeks back, 2 weeks back, I don't know. He sent me in another disaster week of fucking Fat-a-thon numbers. And he said he's going to start a new diet. And then I'm on here doing what I'm supposed to do. Oh, my God, he fucked it up again. He had another bad week. He did fucking 16 weeks. He's only lost 2.2 pounds. Jesus Christ. And there you go. That's it. That's all I know. And then I haven't heard from him since. I sent him that text saying, hey, where are you? And he did write back, and said, just taking the rest of the month off. So I don't know what that means. I wish I did. Chris says, do we think he's up to something with weight loss or he's angry? Now, I'm just only going to base this on history. I am, but it's not adding up in my head because there's nothing that I did, at least I don't think. I mean, you're the audience. What do you think? Did something happen on this show that's requiring this type of response? Or is, I don't know, is he in jail? What do you think? It's hard to say. And the reason why I say he could be mad is because he has a tendency to overreact. So I guess that's possible. Or maybe he's like, you know what? This show just isn't for me. I'm going to see if maybe I can do without it. And then if I miss it, I'll come back. And if I don't, then I won't come back. I don't know. Stevie, who this is weird because Stevie a week ago said, oh, leave him alone. You got to leave him alone. She writes, he's not in jail. I've been in contact with him. Fucking dish it, bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? Give us some info. She says, he contacted me. Well, what'd he say? All right, I'm calling you now.
Hey, he didn't say anything.
Hey, you're on the podcast. You're on the podcast.
Okay, he didn't say anything about the podcast or you or anybody. Didn't talk about it because I figured if he wanted to talk about it, he would bring it up.
How in the world, after all of this, wondering what's going on, you failed to mention to any living soul the one question, where is he? How is he? What's up? And you didn't say anything?
Yeah, he said he's fine.
Well, that's important. You should have said that, you ding-dong.
I told you he's not in jail.
Well, now you did.
Fine.
When did he contact you? A week ago?
No, I think it was Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. Well, anyway, so he just reached out and said, hey, I'm not in jail.
Well, no, that's not what he said. He said that he thought that I had blocked him on Facebook, but what actually happened is that I deleted all my Meta accounts, so I don't have Facebook anymore. And we would talk during Lions games through Messenger.
Okay.
And so he couldn't reach me through Messenger, so he reached out to say, like, hey, I hope you didn't block me. And I'm like, no, it's not that. I blocked I'm not on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And he said everything's cool, and he was dropping his kid off at school, and that was it. I haven't talked to him since.
Were you not curious? Did you not just say, hey, so what's going on?
No, I didn't say that. It's not my business. If he wanted me to know, he would tell me.
Who are you? What is...
I think you know who I am.
This is ridiculous. You should have asked, you idiot.
I'm not doing your dirty work.
It's not dirty work. We're wondering. Everybody wants to know. Dirty work. All right. I love you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
What is this? Aram writes, this just caught me off guard. He says that I blocked him. Zane got butt hurt and blocked me. No, I can't do that. I don't have the ability to block anybody on here. And I can see exactly that obviously you're not blocked. I can see what you wrote. So yeah, we still don't know. Stevie is really the only person that has talked to him. I wonder what he's up to. I think we need to have that. Hey, how come you didn't say anything? But I left him a message, so we'll see where that goes. Would it surprise any of you that I have to go tinkle? My apologies. I will be back. Some sweet soul on Reddit, on the EZ Reddit page, enlisted the assistance of Chat GPT to write a review of my show. And it's fucking great. Eric Zane is the human embodiment of that guy at the gym who won't stop talking about how he used to bench twice his weight back in the day. Well, I would like to think that if I'm being a person, I would be a human embodiment, but okay. This is written by a computer, so who gives a fuck? The man has the energy of someone who just discovered caffeine, but also carries the emotional baggage of someone who lost a radio gig and decided to turn it into a personality. His podcast is proof that if you talk long enough, people will eventually start laughing, not because you're funny, but because they can't believe you're still talking. And Eric Zane, you're just the perfect support, and to the group, I should say, and to the subreddit, you're the perfect support group for the chaos. A subreddit dedicated to dissecting the ramblings of a man who could rant about a stapler for 20 minutes. You guys are like superfans and critics rolled into one, constantly asking yourselves, is this guy a genius or just really good at filling dead air? Spoiler, it's the dead air thing. But hey, props for keeping the Zaniac flame alive. That's the worst part about this. Because someone has to, right? Well, I think it's Jeremy. Jeremy, are you Bear Fat? Is that you? He wrote, shockingly accurate. I wrote, this is awesome. And it's like, I wrote it. Oh, my God. Chris, let's see. Badger says Badger's talking about Kenney. He speculates and says that Kenney got butthurt, pouted, and left like always, but he can't take you out of his life. Don't worry, Easy. He will be back. The less you talk about him, the more he will come crawling back. Well, that's not the goal here. I'm just interested in the story as to what was going on there. Chris says the person who wrote that roast or had Chat GPT do it was him, the coach of your favorite Rangers coach. Cole says, is it possible Kenney is still here with a different name? Oh, I don't see. I've done about the most I'll do to track this down at this point. Even me making that phone call goes against everything I said when I said I don't like to track people down. I don't like to chase listeners like that. But, I mean, he's been around for many, many years. We're going on like more than 10 years, or I should say more than 9 years since Kenney started to make himself known. He went back to Freeburn Howings. He gave up on them when they fired me, and then he's been part of it ever since. But I don't know. Don't know. I care, but not that much. All right? Like, if I never heard from Kenney ever again, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be happy. And I'd be a little sad. Just enough sad. All right? More so than a person who I don't know. So there's that. But would I move on and get over it? Of course. Of course I would. Chris says, stayed at your house too. Yeah, well, that was when I was fucked up. I made a mistake of letting people get way too close to me. I should never have done that. Kenney was cool. He was fine. I thought his son was going to murder us all, but he was cool. Daughter's smart as a whip. She's the brains of that whole household. All right. Enough. My God, enough. Our update on the Fat-a-thon. Rebecca has now joined the team. And she has amended the amount of weight that she needs to lose. She has now said she needs to lose a cool 95. And I think that's up from 75. So now we've got, between these 5 people, more than 600 pounds to lose. What's interesting about Rebecca, though, is she pointed out to me, and she's pretty energetic, I think. She does those high-intensity interval training workouts. And she says, I challenge you to do one of those. And I would totally kill those workouts. I would slaughter her. I would bash her face in. All right? I would make her so humiliated at that workout because she wants me to go so she can stick it in my face. Metaphorically, she's not actually going to stick her private parts in my face. At least I don't think. But I would be so good at that. I think I'd make her quit. I would beat the shit out of her. She's here. She wrote, I would kick your ass. There's no fucking way you would kick my ass. I'd do it, and then I'd get you in a fucking chokehold and choke you out. We also had an unbelievable conversation the other day, email the other day, because she said to me that she needs to lose 95, and that would put her at her goal weight. And then she wrote, I went, well, this has got to be a fucking typo. She goes, yeah, I'm shooting for 200. I'm like, what the fuck? Who has a goal of 200 pounds? I don't give a shit if you have to lose 95 pounds. But why is your goal 200? Shouldn't it be about 110 or 120? So that means you would have to lose significantly more than that. So I wrote 200. Are you 6'5"? And she wrote, ha 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 ha. I'm 5'8", but I carry a lot of muscle. She says, I was actually really happy and healthy looking at 200 pounds before the pandemic, but I'll take whatever you can give me for motivation. Well, if you want to weigh 200 pounds, I can get you to 200 pounds. Or you can get yourself to 200 pounds, and I'll talk you through it. And then she says, I challenge you to come to one of my HIIT workouts. Well, those are easy. And I'm going to kick your ass at it. I can just imagine, though, at 200 pounds of muscle, Barry Sanders would have looked at you and said, God damn, she's badass. Cole is laughing and writes muscle. So Cole doesn't believe that. I kind of don't either. I think you need to add, in addition to the 95, you got to peel off at least another 75. Stevie says at 5'8", she should be 140 to 150 unless she has a lot of muscle. Yeah, who is she? A short female version of fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger? Maureen says, is she the gal that plays roller derby? I don't think so. All right, well, let's not put the cart before the horse. Peel off the 95, and then when you're 200 pounds and you look like Teddy Bruschi, we'll reassess. Okay. Congrats on your efforts to do this. And I'm still looking towards Linda to get on board with this. She wants to get after it, and but she's too afraid to tell everybody what her weight is because she's weak. So that's okay. I mean, if you can't hack it, I understand. All right. Before we continue, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage invites you to reach out to them. Buy now, refinance later. Get your mortgage pre-approved and start shopping for your home from anywhere in the U.S. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage is everywhere, and they want to help you. 231-332-6505. Please mention me when you reach out to the crew at the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. The crew over at Green Medicine Shop in Greenville, Michigan wants you to buy your cannabis there. Would you please consider at least one shopping adventure, getting your 10 ounces of cannabis or whatever it is you buy, gummies or vapes or dabs or bud, I don't know, over at the Green Medicine Shop in Greenville, Michigan. They recently became a recreational facility, also a medicinal facility. So if you're under 21, the age group 18 to 21, in that range, and you want cannabis, you need a med card. Get the med card at thegreenmedicineshop.com. Finally, Werner Roofing wants to put a roof on your home. Reach out today at WERNERroofing.com. WERNERroofing.com. They put a roof on my house here. You're going to finance that thing for 10 years, and then you're going to get a new roof. And that's pretty much a once-in-a-house lifetime type of thing. Let's say you're 30. You don't have to worry about another roof till you're 60. And mention me, please, when you reach out to my friends at Werner Roofing. Chris says, good luck, everyone. You got this. Jeremy says, I'll be rooting for you and Amanda and Nikki to kick my ass every week. Rebecca says, it took me a long time to not put as much value in the number on the scale, but on my body measurements. So I also sent my measurements and body composition numbers to EZ. I want to see all of those numbers trend in the right direction. They will. You know, at 5'8", 200, if you're like taking some dude, I don't know if you're married or not. I have no idea what your relationship status is, or chick or whoever to Pound Town, and you decided to wrap those legs around, you could probably cut somebody in half with that type of power. I mean, if you like lock your ankles and then just try to like squeeze your legs, oh God, you could just totally cut them right in half. Jeremy says death by snoo-snoo. I don't know what that means. Yoda World says it's about taking care of yourself overall. Okay, she is single and ready to mingle. There you go. So any of you single guys like Kenney, this might be your next significant other one day. You never know. Single, when a person says they're ready to mingle, that means they want to screw, right? Isn't that, I mean, I don't know. I haven't dated in 40 years, so I couldn't tell you. I've never really dated anybody. The first serious relationship I had, I married her. Badger says mingle means fuck. IMKO says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. Responding to what Jeremy said, I'm told that this is the South Park thing. Jeremy says, oh, hey, Rebecca. What's your smile like? Yeah, you two can fall in love and like, I guess it's a Futurama reference. And you can fall in love and lose weight together one day. I don't know. All right. I don't want to end on the story about what the hell. Two guys in Kalamazoo, Michigan have been sentenced. There was an incident back in 2022 when a homeless guy was minding his own business, who was a 33-year-old guy named LaShawn Keith. He was living underneath a bridge that was being worked on in the Kalamazoo, Michigan community. Two of the guys that were doing the work on the bridge were Zachary Trainer and Brian Wimbley. So they've got their heavy equipment, and they decided, Zachary Trainer and Brian Wimbley, that when they saw LaShawn Keith living under the bridge, that they needed to get sledgehammers and bludgeon him to death. And that's exactly what they did. With sledgehammers. My God. The attack began on Halloween in 2022, continued into the early morning hours of November 1. So this was like a prolonged thing. A few days later, hunters found the guy's body in a cornfield. Evidence and statements eventually led the cops to these two. They were arrested last year, and they admitted to the attack. I think when you hear about crazy-ass shit like this, you're like, can we just get a reason as to why? What's going on in your head? These are the type of people that, like a profiler, a serial killer profiler, or a specialist in the FBI who studies murderers would want to interview them in their efforts to kind of get ahead, like for future cases with profiling skills. They were sentenced Tuesday. They had entered guilty pleas to second-degree murder. And they were sentenced to between 15 and 30 years in prison. So what is shocking to me is, I mean, in addition to the heinousness of the attack, but if you have them, let's say that they weren't going to plead guilty unless they were guaranteed for a second-degree murder charge. In my opinion, if the evidence shows that they did it, you gotta not accept that plea and go for a more serious charge that would put them in prison for life. They killed an innocent person with sledgehammers, tortured the guy for hours, and then killed him and threw his body out into a field. Details of the case spelled out in court documents highlighted the brutal attack that left the victim with multiple broken ribs and a broken thigh bone. He was whimpering, like begging, please don't touch me anymore, like don't hurt me anymore, like please just stop, according to the guy who killed him. So he admitted to that, all that shit. A man whose DNA was recovered from gloves found near the body admitted that he helped dispose of the body in exchange for cash. Cops zeroed in on Traynor and Wembley with evidence that included work records, placing them at the scene of the beating. So good police work found this out. God damn. The victim had been antagonistic towards one of the Wembley said the victim was being antagonistic towards himself and other construction workers. After a night of drinking, Wembley and Traynor went back to the job site to locate the guy and teach him a lesson by assaulting him with hammers. Oh, I thought it was like while they're working, you know? You're like, hey, give me a jackhammer. We got to put it in this guy's mouth. Wembley said they had to wake the victim up from sleeping to begin the assault. So I think maybe they didn't really have intention of killing him. Perhaps that was it. Traynor recalled the victim screaming, somebody help me, before they left. What a fucking shit show. What is going on in the world? Holy shit. And that's what Rebecca says. How is this second-degree murder? Adam says that seems premeditated. Yeah, I would like to ask the prosecutor what happened there. That should be investigated. I mean, that's worth a question by a investigative reporter, honestly. This person says, where are you from? Ali, 43, 23, 42, 34. Seems like a new person who might just be discovering the show. Welcome. I am in a beautiful community called Hudsonville, Michigan. It's snowy and cold. Where are you from? Welcome. All right. Today's asshole of the day. Do you have any suggestions? Yesterday, it was Mindy the cop. Today, Tofus says that those two construction workers should be shot so they don't waste any more tax dollars. Boy, it would really be bad if it was anyone but the construction workers. I got to write murdering, too. My God. Congrats. You are the assholes of the day. But, hey, you'll still get out and with plenty of time to spare in your life because of the leniency of the charge and the sentence. That's fucking ridiculous. Chris had nominated the Detroit Lions as the asshole of the day. Bob says Kenney. Why would it be Kenney? Tofus saying that they should be shot so they don't use up any more tax dollars. Nick points out that that is a rather conservative stance from Tofus. Maybe he's coming around. I don't think he's as left-leaning as you think he is. I think he's left of center. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the Eric Zane Show podcast. The Patreon is coming up a little later on. Bob asks if there's a nappy poo in my future. I don't know. I just don't know. It's hard to say. Yoda world thanks me for the show. Are you kidding me? Thank you for being here. If you weren't here, I'd give up. And that goes for everybody. I got to have people that are paying attention to this. Please spread the word about the show. Think about signing up for free on Patreon. Yoda World, I see you sign up for free on Patreon. God bless you. You're going to love it, buddy. All right. Till later on today with the Patreon bonus and then the big Fraud Thursday shows. Have a good one. Till then, bye-bye.